Leo, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Hey, the sun just shot out, Leo Major Arcana. Welcome back to another Leo love reading. Today we're going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest. So let's get started. Let's get one card for what's the mutual point of interest between Leo and their romantic person of interest as we move into the end of April 2025, please. Taking an extra card. No biggie. What's going on with you, Leo? It's been a second here. What's going on with Leo as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between the two of them? What do we got here? Where'd you go? What's going on with your person, Leo? What's going on with Leo's romantic person of interest as it relates to Leo and the connection between them? Well, that was not difficult to get that out. Okay. Overall energy of this reading, Six of Cups. This is Scorpio energy of the past. This is thinking about the past, reminiscing, thinking about the good old days, the way it used to be. This can represent a deep emotional connection between the two of you. It can also represent something from the past coming back up again or happening again, or even a person from the past making some kind of a comeback here. We got some past energy happening. Right below that is the Seven of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. This is a period of time. So we're talking about the past, a period of time going by. This is either a period of time where there's this pause to reflect and take stock of the situation, take stock of this connection, trying to decide, is this ever going to grow into the Ten of Pentacles that I really want? This combined together life, this maximum stability and abundance kind of a life. Is this ever going to turn into that? Should I continue investing my time, effort, and energy into this? Or is this a spot where maybe it's not going to pan out the way that I want it to, so maybe I should just cut my losses and move on? So it can be that period of time where there's that kind of a contemplation, maybe even some reminiscing going along with that. This can also be a period of time where the seeds have already been planted on something previously, and you can't really, like if you plant an apple seed in your yard right now, you're not going to wake up tomorrow and have apples. There's this lag time. There's this period of time from when you plant the seed until the thing's fully developed and you can harvest from it and reap the rewards of it. So this can be that period of time where we're waiting on all that to take place. Could be something from the past is coming back up that we're still waiting on it to happen, or a repeating of something from the past that we're still waiting on, or like a repeating cycle of waiting on something to pan out. I don't know here. I got Judgment showing up right behind that. This is a powerful decision card, most powerful decision card in the deck. This is a final verdict and judgment being passed on something. In a relationship reading, that's usually about the relationship. And either A, we're going to call this dead and over with and there's no coming back from that. Or B, it can be about resurrection. It can be about bringing something back to life and then transforming it so it's never the same way again. We got some period of time where there's either contemplating about bringing something back. That's kind of what it's looking like. You got the Ace of Swords right behind that, the Sword of Truth, the Sword of Victory, the Sword of Clarity. It's also the sword you use to make decisions with. Like the word, the Latin word that decision comes from literally translates to cut off. So that's how you make a decision. You have these options in front of you and you cut one of them off at a time until you have only one option left. And now that's your decision. You've made it here. So this is the sword that decision gets made with. It's also the sword you would use to like sever a connection with here. So this one's a little fuzzy for me so far. It could mean a whole lot of different things at this point, but that's the shared energy. We might come back to that as we go along. The overall energy. That's like the gist of what this is going to talk about. This is the shared energy. And this is energy that affects both of you in some way here as we move through the end of April 2025. Doesn't always affect you the same way. Sometimes they do this and you feel the consequences of it, or vice versa. Sometimes they say or do something and it puts you in this kind of a state, or vice versa. Well, we got two cards instead of one. We got the Queen of Swords and the Hermit. The Queen of Swords is the Libra energy here. This is she who knows the truth. She's about speaking the truth on something. She's also about like cutting off the person or the thing that isn't in her best interest anymore, cutting, like removing the thing that doesn't serve her anymore. So she's like that off with your head kind of a queen. A lot of times she'll indicate that we have some difficult conversation where truth gets spoken. Maybe it's a little cutting, and then there's a severing that takes place. Could just be about seeing the truth of something here. I got the Hermit with that, Virgo's major arcana card. This is a card of withdrawal, isolation. Usually this would be like communication shutting down, someone withdrawing inside themselves, like not really communicating anymore. Sometimes this is about doing soul searching, like deep inner reflection, deep contemplation, trying to look inside the shadows of myself to figure out what adjustments do I need to make about me so things can move forward the way I want them to. This is usually not a voluntary energy. This is usually something happens and it forces you into that kind of a state. You don't just wake up one day and go, oh, hey, it's Friday. I think I'm going to do soul searching today. Like something happens and it puts you in that state. It can be a severing of a connection puts you in that state, but this could also represent something about truth that is there and I see it, but we're not really speaking it. We're not talking about it. So let me clarify this and see what else we can find out here. What's going on with this Queen of Swords Hermit? Is that the shared energy affecting Leo and that person? Come here. On the bottom of the deck, underlying that Queen of Swords Hermit energy, Four of Swords. This is another Libra energy. Fours are about stability. Swords are about the thoughts, the mind. This would be stabilizing the thoughts, stabilizing the thinking, stabilizing the mind, calming the mind down. This can be like take a pause, take a rest, take a break. It can be an energy of like healing and like trying to go inside myself to heal something. It's usually not fully committed to doing that. This is sometimes just I'm doing some thinking, excuse me, trying to figure something out. It's the minor arcana version of this Hermit card that we already have that we're clarifying right now. The real massive difference here is like this is a choice. This is someone choosing to like go inside and think about something. This isn't really a choice. Something forces you there. Now, because this can be about taking a pause, taking a break, sometimes people have a severing in their connection and they break up, and there's a lot of history between the two of them, a lot of nostalgia between the two of them, and maybe this isn't actually over. Maybe this is just a period of time where we're waiting on things to pan out the right way. Maybe this isn't a breakup. This is just being on a break. Could be we're looking for resurrection here, looking for the truth. And yeah, behind that Ace of Swords is the Tower. Collapse of something important. That's a game changer. Nothing's the same after that point. I'm not sure if this is telling me that somebody believes we're just on a break, or if this is someone needing to calm their mind down. I'll get this a lot when they're thinking too much. There's too much noise, too much chatter, and they can't hear their intuition. They can't hear their own internal guidance system because there's too much thinking, too much noise. And this is an instruction to like, chill out, calm down, relax. Once you stop thinking so much, you'll figure out what to do. It's got like period of time feel to it though, like taking a pause. And then I've got Three of Wands right behind it. Aries energy. This is waiting. This is like, I already decided what I want. I've already chosen the path that gets me there. I've even started walking down that path. I've started taking the actions that I believe are going to get me this thing that I want. And I fully believe that the path I've chosen is the right one, and the thing that I want is going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet. And I'm kind of waiting on that to materialize here. And then there's the past again. That's the overall energy of the reading. Six of Cups, Scorpio energy. The past, reminiscing, something from the past coming back up again or happening again. Someone from the past coming back. There could be, this is just a break. I'm waiting on them to come back. There's been a severing here. There's not really communication happening. Could be doing some soul searching about that decision to cut things off here. Behind that Six of Cups is the Ten of Pentacles. This is maximum stability, abundance, prosperity. This is combining together lives, like building a life together. I get this for people when they live together, when they're married, when they're going down that kind of a path of building a life around each other. I got the Fool right behind it, though. Like new beginning, blind leap of faith, foolish decision, unnecessary risk. We got something weird going on here. When I clarify Queen of Swords and the Hermit, I get Nine of Cups, the Emperor, Page of Swords. Nine of Cups is Pisces energy. This is a single energy. It's a step backwards from the Ten of Cups that we all want. That happily ever after, that happy fairy tale romance, fairy tale love story that we all want. That's about like being combined together emotionally, fully in love, everybody pouring themselves into each other and everyone's happy. This is personal happiness. This is a single, like, independent energy. This is flip a coin on whether it's good or bad. Like in the good sense, this can be, I don't need this other person outside of me to show up to, quote, make me happy. Like I recognize my happiness is under my control. It comes from inside of me, not outside of me. So this could be like self-love, being happy and content in and of myself, not needing this external thing or this external person to make me happy or make me whole or fill my cups for me. Like I can do that. That's the positive sense. The negative sense is it can be someone whose own personal happiness is the most important thing to them. They can be smug, self-centered, self-serving, self-indulgent, overindulgent. This can be like me, myself, and I, and then me some more, and my happiness is more important than your happiness, and what I want's more important than what you want. It can be that kind of a dynamic here, especially with the Emperor sitting right beside it. This is the shot caller. This is the Aries major arcana energy, the person who's in control, who's taking control, who's in charge of the situation. This is the person who sets the boundaries. They make the rules. They call the shots. It's a master manifester energy. It's someone who has all the tools, abilities, and resources to put together a plan to get what they want, execute the plan to get what they want. This is the go-getter, and personal happiness being super important to that person. It's rare that this is the energy of the person that I'm reading for, and like you in this case. This is usually the person who's actually running the show here, who's actually making the rules and deciding what goes on. Page of Swords is the last clarifier here. This is sometimes just news and messages and communicating. This is usually an energy of someone who's trying to learn something or trying to figure something out. It would be like the beginning stages of like studying something, researching something, investigating something, asking questions, digging around, snooping, being nosy. Hell, what I'm doing right now qualifies as that because I'm snooping around in your guys' energy trying to figure out what the heck's going on here. So this can represent uncovering information, whether on purpose or by accident. Like I've seen this play out before where the lady is picking up the dude's pants to throw them in the washing machine and something falls out of his pocket and then she picks it up and now it's a receipt from a hotel room or somebody's phone number or something like that. It's like accidentally uncovering information. Someone could see something happening and tell you about it. It's some sort of like trying to learn something or figure something out kind of an energy here. And it's looking at the Emperor. It's looking at your person. Oh, God. I will freely admit this shared energy isn't making 100% sense to me right now. It feels like it's just kind of cluing me in for what's to come. So I will come back to this as I go through your energy, Leo, because then I'll be able to see how it applies to you. I'll come back to it again when I go through your person's energy, and then I'll see how it applies to them. But that's the shared energy. Leo, your energy, first card is the most important. You got 8 of Cups. Central to your energy, 2 of Wands. And your final card, Wheel of Fortune. 8 of Cups is Pisces energy. This is emotionally detaching, physically detaching, walking away. The person's walking away from 8 cups of love because that's not enough for them. They believe there's something more. There's something better out there for me. So this is about making that difficult choice to walk away from what you have to go down a brand new path, looking for your 9th cup and your 10th cup, like trying to find your happiness and what's meant for you. Now, that can go both ways. Even though I'm in your energy here, usually what happens for me is this first card and this whole first column of clarifiers end up being this person's baggage showing up over here on your side because what they're doing is affecting you. So this could end up being that they thought the grass might be greener on the other side of the fence and they had to go find out. If that's not the case and this is actually your energy, this would be instructions. This would be that recognizing moment where you realize that 8 cups is all this person has given me, and 8 cups is the best they can do. It doesn't necessarily make them a bad person. It just means if you want what makes you personally happy, your 9th cup, if you want that happily ever after, that true love type of a romance, 10 of cups, you ain't going to get that here because 8 is the best they can do. Just like if you want a basketball team that can win games, you don't want me on your team. I can't slam dunk. Hell, I can barely dribble. So it doesn't make me a bad person. It just means if you want to win basketball games, you don't pick me. And if you want true love and happiness, you don't pick this person. So it means one of those two things. So let's check it out and see what's going on. Tell me more about this 8 of Cups. Why is that Leo's first card, please? Well, got something else flipping here, and you ain't going to like that one. I have the feeling that I'm going to be bearer of bad news here, and I don't like that feeling, but it's not my job to try to like sugarcoat dog turds and sell candy bars. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you what I see, what I feel. I'm here to get you the message that I can get you, the insight that I can give you. I can tell you what I feel as I'm doing it. I'm trying to get you clarity so you can make the best decision for you. I'm not necessarily trying to coddle anybody or, like I said, sugarcoat dog turds. It's not what I'm here for. I got underlying this detaching and walking away energy, this recognizing that 8's the best I'm going to get and I got to leave this behind to get what's really mine, is this Chariot, Cancer's major arcana card. This is fastest energy in the deck. This is about the underlying will to overcome the obstacles, to overcome the problems, the challenges, the hurdles, the stuff that's in my way. It's like the will to get past all of that and move forward in success and victory. There is an implied imbalance here, though. We have the Black Sphinx and the White Sphinx. That represents the shadow side of a person and the light side of a person. And the driver, which is you, they don't have any reins here to control this. So they use just sheer will alone to steer and power this thing. And this imbalance is like, this is really a metaphor for the two different pieces of you. And if those two different sides of you, the shadow and the light side, aren't in alignment, if they're not pulling in the same direction, this is stuck like the Hanged Man and it ain't going anywhere. Or worse yet, you could tear yourself in half as you try to move forward here because you got those two different parts of you pulling in different directions. So it's the underlying will to overcome something here, but there's something off with it. I've got Judgment behind it. 2 really powerful major arcana energies in a row here. This is the final decision again, passing a final verdict and judgment. It's either dead and over with and there's no coming back, or this is about resurrecting it and overcoming the problems. The Magician, the Mac Daddy Master Manifester of the deck. This is a person whose thoughts and actions shape the world around them to be in alignment with what their will desires. I got 2 references to will here. This usually is the person who has manifested the situation I'm reading about. In this case would probably be your person. Could also be that you're trying to manifest this decision to overcome things and something's missing here for you. Queen of Cups, trying to manifest this love here. This is the most intuitive queen. This is an energy of like having all this love and emotions for someone and wanting to pour yourself into them, but she's the only character in the deck that has a lid on her cup. And she has the lid there as a way to protect her emotions from getting contaminated. She doesn't want to be hurt. She's been hurt before, and this is like a protection. So while she wants to take the lid off and pour her love into someone, she's guarded. She's hesitant here. And you can't really manifest what you actually want from hesitant energy. Not usually. That's usually how you manifest half-ass what you want and half-ass something else. Which kind of puts you in Eight of Cups, I think. When I clarify Eight of Cups, the Devil, Four of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and the Sun. The Devil is Capricorn's major arcana card. This is heavy toxic energy. It's obsession, addiction, a feeling of being trapped by something, a feeling like I can't escape from it, like I don't have control. It has control over me, and I'm kind of at something else's mercy. It can be any of that kind of stuff. It could represent that there's toxicity in this person and it's showing up over here. It could represent that you have some sort of a toxic attachment to this person, like something unhealthy where maybe you're almost bound to this or feel trapped by it, like feeling like maybe I can't walk away from it even though I know something's missing and I know something's better. It's like it's got me by the neck. These are the same two people from the Lovers card here. It's just they're not really here by choice. They're here because they feel like they have to be. They have chains around their neck. Now, granted, the chains are just loops. Like my necklace, I can pull this shit right over my head like this, and they could do the same thing here. But they're not. In fact, they're staying in it, and it's distorting who they are. They've grown horns, they've grown tails, because being here where they're not supposed to be is changing them, and not in a good way. A lot of times this will represent like an element of someone's shadow. We referenced that here in this Chariot card here. A piece of them that's been hurt, or a piece of them that they don't like, that they don't want you to see. They don't want to see it themselves, and they repress it and they push it down and they try to hide it in the shadows and pretend like it's not there, but it is there. And when they do that, it flares up and it starts running the show. Now, I'm not sure whose devil this is, and at this point it doesn't really matter, because you can't, that's part of the message of this and the Lovers card. Like, it's the same two people, but there's dramatic differences here, and it's about the interconnectedness between us, and one person is going to affect the other and vice versa. The choices we make affect each other. And this can represent that toxic pull where I can't escape it. It can represent that there's some toxicity in the connection. It can also represent that if this person came into the connection with this underlying toxic wounded baggage and they didn't heal it and address it, and now you've been in a connection with them, when you're chained to someone like that, their funk gets on you. It's no different than if I'm covered in mud head to toe and I give you a big hug, you're getting mud on you. And it's the same way when you get into a relationship with someone who's carrying some toxicity, some unhealed something, you're going to get that on you. There's no way around it. This is feeling like the internal knowing of walking away, but maybe feeling unable to do it. Four of Pentacles next doesn't help the matter. This is more Capricorn energy. It's an energy of holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. So there's a difference between I am trapped versus I don't want to let go. And like I said, even though they look trapped, they're not. They could take the loop off of their head and free themselves. They just don't. And this would be like an unhealthy attachment, an unhealthy, like not wanting to let go and walk away from something that I should. Page of Cups is news, messages, communications about love and emotions. It could be lovey-dovey messages. It could be expressing feelings, talking about how I feel. It could be an apology. Some sort of a loving communication or early stage, not fully developed, beginning stages of like new communications about that. It's almost like holding on for an apology. I got the Hermit and the Queen of Swords as the shared energy. There's some sort of a truth here, and there's some sort of a severing taking place. And this is a lot of times getting ghosted or not having closure from the other person, like them not explaining themselves. And a lot of times when I see that, It's like, I need answers. I need to know why this has happened. I need you to understand how I feel, and then maybe you'll change your mind. It's like, it's that kind of an energy is what I'm picking up here. Almost like you don't have the closure that you need, and you're looking externally for it. You're looking to them to provide it for you. But they can't provide you closure. Closure is not something someone gives to you. It's something that you create for yourself. And I've got happiness also here, which is a very weird combination to be talking about not fully happy to the point that I should walk away or have to walk away to see if it's better somewhere else, and having this toxic devil energy and the happiest card in the entire deck in the same column is a little off to me. Like, that doesn't compute, you know? I got a Capricorn Major Arcana. I got a Leo Major Arcana here. Like I said, happiest card in the deck is happiness, joy, bliss, harmony. You would have happiness tied to communication from this person, them apologizing, something along those lines, like schmoozing it back over. And this can also indicate illumination of something. This is the card that comes after the moon in the sequence. And when the moon's out, it's dark outside. Something's hidden from you. There's a secret being kept. I didn't notice it until just now, but central to your person's energy is the freaking moon. When the moon's out and it's dark and there's all that stuff hiding, and then the next step is the sun comes up and now it's not dark anymore. Now all that stuff that was being hidden has the light shined on it and it's exposed and I can see it. It's been illuminated here. I'm feeling heavy gravity that you have toward this person, though, like unable to break away. And if you look at how the solar system's put together, the sun's in the middle and it's got all the gravity and all the planets are stuck in its orbits. Even the giant ones like Jupiter and Saturn are still stuck in its orbit because it has so much gravity. And this would be like that kind of a thing here where there's happiness tied to this. And it's got so much pull to it that there's a piece of you that feels stuck in it and another piece of you that doesn't want to let go of it. The central to your energy is the Two of Wands. Excuse me, Aries energy. This is a fork in the road. It's a crossroads. It's a decision point. And it's a decision about what is it you want your life to really be like? What do you want your life to look like? And which of these two paths is going to get you there? It's not just a choice about which path am I going to take. It's also, you can't turn left and right at the same time. You have to pick one. You can't, otherwise the only way to turn left and right at the same time is to cut yourself in half, and you won't survive that. So this is not just a choice about which path am I going to go down, but also the choice about which one am I leaving behind me. There's something here where it doesn't really matter which you choose. You're leaving something behind either way, and you're moving forward towards something either way. It's just all going to depend on how you choose to look at it, I feel like. Here, what's this Two of Wands about? This choice about, please? Wow. On the bottom of the deck, what's underlying this decision point here is the Three of Wands. So we're making some progress. We're going from choosing what it is that I want, and at this stage, that decision's been made. The Two of Wands is Aries. This is Aries. This is like I've already chosen the path. I've started walking down the path I've chosen, and I believe it's going to lead me to the thing that I want. It's just this thing I want I don't have yet. I'm still waiting on something. Waiting to get back together is what this really feels like. Temperance is Sagittarius Major Arcana. This is a very like recalibrating kind of an energy here. This is something is out of whack really bad, and it's trying to recalibrate that, realign things and make it just right again. It also represents reconciliation because in tarot, water represents love. And here the love has been separated into two different cups, and this angel's recombining it back together, like recombining the love, blending the two back together. There's this, I'm waiting on that reblending to occur. That's what I want, and I don't have it yet. And there's the pause, there's the rest, the break, the time. Like this is almost feeling like we're not broken up, we're just on a break. It's like trying to process and figure that out. Eight of Swords. So see, that, like I said, I get this a lot when somebody's mind is too wound up, and right behind it now is the Eight of Swords. This is Gemini energy of looping in circles, thinking about it over and over and over again, and on that repeating loop, and I can't stop. My mind is in control of me. I'm not in control of it, and it's just going. The person's blindfolded, so there's information they're missing. They can't see. They don't know what's the safe move to make. It's about feeling stuck and trapped and blocked because I don't have all the information. I don't have the answers. I don't know what to do, which intensifies the loop. I got the Devil out here already. So that would be like obsessive grinding on something, obsessively overthinking something. That can become like a self-fulfilling prophecy, a self-imposed mental prison where this like a limiting belief where I believe it's this one way. I think it's this one way, and I can't really see that it is or it isn't that way, but I think it is. And that because I'm thinking that way, I now feel trapped even though I'm not. I've got that feeling twice here. I feel trapped in this. I feel stuck in this, even though I'm not. When I clarify the Two of Wands, this decision point, I get the Hermit again, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. I've already seen the Hermit. It's out here in the shared energy, sitting right next to the Truth and She Who Knows the Truth, and this severing. This is soul searching. It's deep inner reflection, deep contemplation, trying to figure out what to do moving forward from here. This isn't a choice. Something forces you here. You get put at the crossroads, and now it's time to figure out what the hell am I doing here. This is supposed to be about like the thing that's in his lantern, that light, is the star from the star card, the divine light from the, the guiding light from the universe. That it's about taking that divine light and shining it down into your own shadows to look around in there and go looking for this stuff that's unhealed, these barbs that are still inside me, these splinters, this shrapnel that I need to go dig out before it festers up and makes it all worse. This is saying, take a deep, deep look at what you really have. This is a very illusion kind of an energy. Like, look at how the devil is represented in movies. He's not always this freaky looking horned beast. Sometimes the devil looks like a really smashing, charming, good looking guy that's everything you would want in like a $5,000 suit and all of it, but it's an illusion, and there's something inside of you that you need to look for here. You need to take a deep look at the attachment and this desire to hold on to it, because something about it isn't healthy for you. You're also, maybe someone else's choice could have put you at a crossroads, or maybe they made a choice based on passion and desire, and a choice based on their wand and not their mind or not their heart, and now you're reeling from it. But I got the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups with that. Ten of Pentacles and Ten of Cups, this is everybody's goal in life. This is what everyone wants. And, not everybody comes to me like wanting the truth. Like, some people don't really want to know what's going on. What they want to hear is me validate what they want and tell them what they want is going to happen, and that's all they're interested in. And that kind of person would like gladly slide you an extra $10 under the table to make sure the cards they want to see actually come out. And these two are definitely on the top of the top 3 list of what they would pay extra for. And this first card in your person's energy, the Lovers, is another one. But I can already tell that ain't what this is. This is that you're doing soul searching here about what you actually want, probably, versus what you have. Like, this Ten of Pentacles is a combined together life, maximum stability, abundance, prosperity. This would be like living together, building a life together. You get this for people when they live together, when they're engaged, when they're married, when they're going down that kind of a path of building a life together. And there's this idea here of holding on tightly to that and not wanting to let go of that. Then I've got Ten of Cups with it, which is, I don't know if I told you, this is Virgo energy. The Hermit here is Virgo major arcana energy. So far, both of your columns, the first clarifier has been major arcana. So you got like powerful stuff under the surface here impacting you. This is Pisces energy of like being combined together emotionally, pouring ourselves into each other, fully happy, fully content, fully in love. This is happily ever after, everybody's goal. Very rarely is that what this is talking about when it shows up in a reading. This is usually idealized point of view, like looking at something for how I want it to be versus how it actually is. I've got the devil right here. I've got something is missing. And in order for you to get the 9th cup that's out here in the shared energy tied to them, and this 10th cup, this ain't it. You got to walk away from this to get that. And this is the unhealthy attachment to it, and maybe like the denial of that, because there's this holding on energy here. I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you what I feel so that it can help. Believe me, I'm not judging you. I've been in that spot myself. That's part of how I can recognize what that feeling is. This is usually like the difference between how much money is in your bank account right now versus how much do you wish was in your bank account, and then living your life as if you really had that much. It would cause disaster financially. Well, this is the emotional equivalent of that. It's looking at your relationship for how I wish it was instead of how it actually is. And it's sitting right beside the Page of Cups, which is oftentimes a very dreamy, pie in the sky kind of an energy. Someone who's not fully grounded. They're emotional about something. And that's tied to the holding on. It's tied to the unhealthiness. So it's tied to the source of happiness here. This is almost screaming like believing, like having a belief about what this connection is and what it's supposed to be and what it means, and having your whole everything, your identity tied to it. I got Wheel of Fortune as your final card, Leo. It's the 10 of the major arcana. So it rules over the 10s of the 4 suits. And we've seen the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. They're completion kind of energies. It also rules over the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Wands, which are also completions, just in a whole different kind of a sense. This can represent a repeating cycle of something happening. It can represent what's supposed to happen is going to happen, and there isn't a damn thing you can do about it. It can represent a change in luck and fortune, where if things were going great, this would be that pivotal moment where the wheel spun the other way and you hit the telephone pole. Can indicate a repeating cycle. I've got staring at me right here, something from the past coming back up again. I got both cards that would indicate a repeat. I've got the devil out here. I've got the person that's in control of this not being you. What's going on with this Wheel of Fortune? Why is that the final card here? You can't make this up. It's like, man, 10s are completions, and underlying this 10 of the major arcana, the Wheel of Fortune, I get the World, the final card of the major arcana. This is completions of cycles, and it's a cycle coming to an end, and at the same time, the next new cycle beginning. Represents the 4 fixed signs, so does the Wheel of Fortune. Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio. Ending of a cycle, beginning of a new one. That's not always like a new one as in like now I'm doing something different. Sometimes that we've completed something, we've broken up, we've come to an end, and now we're starting back over. I'm getting the feeling that that's what you're after. It's not wanting to break orbit here, but wanting to go for one more cycle. The underlying will to overcome it. But there's that imbalanced piece there. That's the shadow side. And the shadow is definitely here. It's out here as the first clarifier. Again, that whole first column might be your energy, might be you holding on. It might be the opposite. It might be their funky stuff showing up over here. It's hard to tell for me right now. When I clarify this Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Swords, 6 of Wands, 8 of Cups. Very weird. I just got done talking about this 10 of the major arcana. Wheel of Fortune rules over the other 10s, and we'd seen the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups, but not the 10 of Swords and 10 of Wands. Well, here's the 10 of Swords now. Gemini energy, swift, painful ending you don't see coming, which is why the swords are in your back and not your front. Ending in betrayal, getting stabbed in the back. It could be any of those. No matter how you slice that, it's an ending. We have a completion going here. We have some pivotal moment where things shifted and there was abrupt end that you didn't see, hence being in hermit mode. There was some sort of a truth get exposed or a severing take place. The connection could have gotten severed here. And you probably do not have closure on this, and hence like this flaring up more. I don't know if this, again, is your person's toxicity has brought this to an end, some unhealed thing about them, or if this is some toxic, I don't want to let go of this, even though it's like, dude, it does not take 10 swords to kill a dude. This guy is not going to the hospital and getting some stitches and a bag of fluids or something and be back to work tomorrow. He's done. And that's what I'm feeling here heavily. Like, the choice has already been made. This has already wrapped itself around the telephone pole. Six of Wands, Leo energy of recognition. This is either you recognizing, getting recognized for something. Doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like you coming to a recognition. And whatever it is you're recognizing, whether that's something about this person or something about the unhealthiness of the dynamic between the two of you, or even recognizing something about you yourself, like whatever you're recognizing is allowing forward movement to happen. And if I'm getting called back to the 10 of Swords here, it's a dark card. It's a black sky. There's a dead person here, like swords actively in him. But if you look in the background, you can see the dawn of a new day. It's like daybreak. The dawn is always darkest before the dawn. I think you're exiting that dark stage here, or hopefully you could be recognizing something that helps you realize, okay, a phase of my life has ended here, and this thing that I'm holding on to isn't real and isn't going to happen. And this is like the recognizing that to where now you can detach from it and move forward, which is what you need, because what you're actually looking for is out there somewhere. It's not in this person, and it doesn't, you can't look at them with the rose-colored glasses of how you wish they were instead of looking at them for how they actually are. This is really feeling like having the goal in mind, but getting confused about the form of it. You know, like everyone wants to have a connection with another person. Every one of us wants to be loved and wants to feel loved in return. And that's the thing that we really want. But sometimes we get distracted with the individual form of that, the individual person of that. And it goes from, I want to be loved and to love someone else. And it gets muddled and distorted into, I want that particular person to love me. And if it's not them, then everything is hopeless. And it's not. It's just misplaced here. It's not. You got to be clear on what it is that you actually wanted to begin with. Not necessarily this person, but the core thing that underlies all of that. That's what you're being asked to search your soul for. Does the thing that I want, this combined together, prosperous, build a life together, everyone's happy, fully in love, true love, is that look like what I actually have? That's the fork in the road for you. Like, which one is this really? Which one do you want really? And which one do you have to leave behind? Like, this is an illusionary kind of an energy here. It tricks you. It makes you think that this is the 10 of Cups, when in reality, it's not. And I think this is you recognizing that. That's the pivotal game changer moment for you, where everything starts to shift and go the other direction. It's when you have that, when you've spent enough time inside yourself looking for the truth and facing the truth. Like, this is about having the courage to go inside yourself and face the shit that nobody has the guts to look at. It's like to say the things that no one has the guts to say to you. It's like to look at that stuff and face it and the truth of it. Because that's the only way. You can't fix a problem that you refuse to look at. You know, I couldn't change the flat tire on my car if I refused to accept the fact that the tire was flat, right? It's like, it's that kind of a thing here. Final clarifier for this Wheel of Fortune is the Eight of Cups. Your very first card was the Eight of Cups. Your very last card is the Eight of Cups. It's the same message it's hammering you with. Pisces energy, emotionally detaching, emotionally walking away, physically walking away. Eight Cups isn't good enough for you. You deserve better. You want better. You know better is out there. This is about recognizing that what I have isn't what I actually want. And it's about having to make that difficult choice to walk away from what you have in order to go down the new path, to find what it is that you actually want. See, we got true love, commitment, happily ever after, and childlike, not fully developed, emotionally not mature energy beside that. That's the thing that gets illuminated for you here. Like, there's a difference between what you want and what you have, and there's a difference between what you think you have and what you actually have. And I think that's why this is your center card with the Hermit there. It's like you're supposed to be going inside for the truth, and the truth helps you make the decision of which path leads me to what I really want, and which path do I have to disconnect from and walk away from. Like this idea of holding on to something that's not really what I want it to be. I hope that makes sense. And I hope this isn't coming off like I'm being judgy or whatever. Because again, I have been here. I'm a Leo Sun, Leo Venus, Leo Saturn. I've been here. So that's how I can recognize what this feeling means. I'm missing something here. Yep, knocked it off on the floor. What fell off on the floor? Nine of Cups. Your personal happiness, your wish fulfillment. It's being blocked by this person. And this is you learning that, figuring that out, discovering that, and being at the beginning stages. Okay, let's take a look at your person's energy. First card, most important, the Lovers. Central to your person's energy, the Moon. Their final card, Page of Wands. The Lovers is the Gemini Major Arcana. I feel like you've had a lot of Major Arcanas popping out through here. This is, in a normal tarot deck like this one, these are the same two people that are on the Devil card. They're connected in more ways than just that imagery. This is card 15. In numerology, you take double-digit numbers like 15, 1 and 5, and you add those two individual numbers together. 1 plus 5 is 6. The Lovers is card 6 of the Major Arcana. So it's connected energetically, numerologically, visually. It's about the interconnectedness between people. They can't make choices that don't affect you and vice versa. In fact, a long time ago, before this card was even called the Lovers, it used to be called the Choice. So it represents the connectedness between all of us and how our choices affect each other. It represents a choice about this connection. It represents sometimes a choice between more than one lover. Some sort of a big choice here. And that's the most important thing for them. What's going on with the Lovers? Why is that Leo person's first card, please? Well, I was hoping you weren't going to say that, but you said that. Underlying this Lover's choice energy, 3 of Wands, Aries energy of waiting. They've already made their choice at this point. They've already been through the 2 of Wands, and they've made the decision about what path leads them to what they want. The Wand is about passion, desire, drive, ambition, determination, sexual energy. This was a decision based on passion and what I want. The Emperor is the person that's in control, and what's in front of him? His personal happiness, his personal jollies. What I want is more important than what you want because I'm the Emperor and you're just a little queen. They already made their choice here. Like, I see the choice central for you. This is the stage after the choice. This card used to literally be called the choice. So that's what their choice was about. Passion, desire, another lover. This is some sort of a waiting on the thing that they know is going to happen to actually transpire. Waiting on the ability to take the leap. This Fool is the first card of the major arcana. Legitimate new beginning. It's card 0. New beginning where I don't know exactly how it's going to work. I don't know how it's going to play out in the end. I'm just going to take the leap off the cliff and I'm going to figure out how to grow wings on the way down. I'm going to do it and I'll figure it out as I go. Now that can be taking risks outside the connection, which is what this is heavily looking like now. Yeah, I got 6 of Cups right behind that Fool. 6 of Cups is the overall energy of the reading. Scorpio energy of the past, either thinking or reminiscing about the past or something from the past happening again, coming back up again, a person from the past. That would mean it's not a brand new person that they're just meeting for the first time. This would be someone that they have a history with. Doesn't necessarily mean they were romantically with this person before you, although that very well could be. This would just be not a brand new person, not some stranger that they just met, like maybe somebody they work with, maybe someone they know through a friend of a friend or a friend of theirs that they've been friends with for a while. It's someone that's not new. There's history here. There's a new opportunity with that, though. New physical opportunity presents itself. That's how you get to the spot that this is in here. Whew, they already made their choice at this point. I think they're waiting for something else to happen. When I clarify the Lovers, 2 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. 2 of Swords is Libra energy. It's a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. Now, the person's blindfolded, so sometimes that means I don't have enough information available in order to make my decision, which is why I haven't done it yet. Sometimes it's just real, like, stubborn-ass energy where I'm just refusing to choose. Sometimes it's somebody who's wearing blinders, or there's something here that they don't want to see, they don't want to look at it, they don't want to face it, they don't want to admit to it, they're in denial about it, and being in that kind of denial is preventing a decision from getting made. I get this a lot when a person is cheating on someone and the person that they're cheating on doesn't know yet. They don't have the facts yet. And this is them like, I don't have to choose, because until she finds out, why would I stop collecting benefits from 2 different places? When they find out, then I'll make my choice, but not until then. And then I got this period of time following that. 7 of Pentacles is Taurus energy, a period of time where I'm waiting on something to fully pan out before I have to make my choice. This is really feeling like a period of time that this has been going on and they don't have to choose. And they've been, mum's the word about it, they've been keeping the truth quiet because they're concerned about their own personal happiness and getting what they want, and that's it. And whenever you figure it out, well, then we'll make a decision. Then we'll sever something. But not until then. Final clarifier for the Lovers, 7 of Swords. Aquarius energy, this is lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind your back, trying to get away with something that they shouldn't be trying to get away with. It's telling me this has been happening for a period of time. The overall energy is the 6 of Cups and that same 7 of Pentacles here. Like, period of time, the past, history, Wheel of Fortune, repeating itself. Central to your person's energy, the Moon. This is fear, worry, anxiety from uncertainty. When the moon's out, it's dark. You can't see the full path in front of you. You don't know, am I on the right path? Was this the right path to begin with? Should I turn around, go back? Like, what do I do? So that uncertainty can make fear, worry, and anxiety. But like I said before, when the moon's out, it's dark outside. There's things hidden that you can't see. There's a secret being kept. There's an illusion. Well, I'm telling you, as painful as it is to hear, it's my job to tell you what I feel and tell you the truth that I'm pulling in, so you can do with it whatever you want. But this person and this connection, that this is what you think you have with them, and really what you have is an illusion. This can represent them keeping a secret, hiding something from you, because their happiness is just, from their perspective, more important than yours. Why is the moon here? Why is that central to Leo's person of interest, please? Okay. Clearly, that is an important card. I don't read reversals, so when they come out upside down, I just turn them right side up. I normally don't notice it. I noticed that one. Eight of Pentacles is Virgo energy of work, putting in work, time, effort, and energy on something. It came out upside down, which doesn't mean it's not there. Something's distorted with it. Something's off with it, which means they're probably putting in work on something that they shouldn't be putting in work on, hence the need to keep it hidden. They're sneaky. Underlying this moon energy, King of Cups. This is either Scorpio or Pisces energy, depending on how you want to look at that. This is a person that you probably have a lot of love and emotions for. They have a lot of love and emotions here too. They just don't publicly wear their heart on their sleeve. They don't broadcast how they feel, whether that's good or bad. There's some people, like I have some people, like a family member I'm not going to name, where if you could tell them a secret that if it came out, the world would end, and 10 minutes later, the world would end because they would not be able to contain it. This is not that person. It takes a special to be able to just keep that poker face on to where you can't read what's going on with them. So this could be someone who loves you and you have no idea because they don't express that. This could be someone who's going through emotional turmoil of hiding a secret and having another lover and has been doing this for a while and being sneaky and deceptive and going after their own happiness, and you just can't even tell. Judgment's in the background. They have some emotional something going on with final verdict and judgment being passed, either ending or resurrection. It doesn't. Now, the only way I'm feeling resurrection is if this is a person that they were with previously, and there's been this period of time where they've been waiting on judgment with that person, like a decision to resurrect that connection. Could be that. But behind that is the magician, the master manifester, the person whose thoughts and actions are shaping the situation I'm reading about. Actively trying to manifest something, someone that they have a lot of love and emotions for. It's the counterpart to this King of Cups. This is starting to feel like somebody, them, was with someone else, and that maybe came to an end before they got with you. And now you thought this was going to turn into what you actually want. And instead, maybe they're going for another lap, and this person from their past is back now. Maybe has been back and they've been keeping that from you, but this looking like they have this person pegged as the match for me. And I'm trying to manifest resurrection of that and end of this. Wheel of the World. This is the ending of a cycle and at the same time, the beginning of the next cycle. There's something about that is hidden from you. Clarifying the moon, I get the Chariot, Eight of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune again, the Lovers again, and the Three of Pentacles. Again, that Chariot's the will to overcome something, some problem, some challenge that's in their way. looking like trying to resurrect a connection that ended and start it back over again, is what that looks like to me. This is trying to overcome that, but there is that shadow element here. This is a metaphor for them. Like, if both pieces of them aren't pulling in the same direction with you, it's not going anywhere. It's just stuck like the Hanged Man, or worse yet, you're going to pull yourselves in different directions. This could be they're pulling one way and you're pulling a different way. You're not going for the same thing. This will to overcome, it's the fastest energy in the deck, and a lot of times that indicates travel as well. So it can be that get the hell out of Dodge kind of energy. Like, I'm getting in my chariot and I'm out. I'm ghosting you, cutting you off. I'm ghosting you, and I'm not even making the decision about it. I'm not letting you see the decision. I'm not letting you take part in the decision. I'm just strong-arming the whole thing. Escaping this idea of putting in work. There's this idea here of, do I continue investing my time, effort, and energy into this? Do I keep pouring myself, my effort into it and working on it? Or do I bail out? And that right there was the decision they just hadn't made yet. Instead of bailing out, they've been sneaking around behind your back and doing stuff they shouldn't be. But then we hit this Wheel of Fortune, which, like I said, is out here in your energy, changing luck and fortune. In your energy, it's tied to ending happening. That's a pivotal moment where everything went the other direction. The wheel spun, path was changed. That's what this is. It's tied directly to this Seven of Swords, this lying, cheating, stealing, deception energy. The idea of working on this, that took a left turn here. Then I get the Lovers, which is where we started with this person. Gemini Major Arcana, the choice. Either the choice about this connection with you or the choice between two lovers. Like, that's what I'm feeling hard right here. Otherwise, you can't really explain to me this Seven of Swords. There's a lot you can't explain if that's not what this is. Next, I have Three of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. Teamwork, collaboration, working together as equals to build something of value. This is like the laying the foundations for the Ten of Pentacles thing. And I know that's probably what was happening with you. But this is not that. This is something different here that they're hiding. This would be like them laying a foundation with some other person. The other person. They've changed where they're putting their work in. And it looks like my work now is in overcoming this problem I had with the other person and in putting in work on getting the hell out of Dodge without you finding out what's going on. Final card in their energy, Page of Wands. This is news, messages, and communications about passion and desire, passionate messages, expressing what it is that I want, expressing interest. It's the minor arcana version of the Fool. So this isn't like, just screw it, I'm going to go for it right now and we'll worry about it later. This is, okay, I have the willingness to take the first steps. Let me dip my toe in the water and see. This is the beginning stages of something here. Passion, desire related. Why is the Page of Wands here? I needed one more, and in my mind I started to say, let's get one more, and then boom, boom, already three. Underline this Page of Wands energy is that Queen of Cups again. This is Cancer energy. This is the person they have all this love and emotions for. In the world, there was an ending of a cycle, and now this is the beginning of the next cycle. I think they've communicated that's what they want. I'm wondering if this person was married to them previously. I got the Hierophant here, which is a marriage card. It's commitment, being fully committed to a relationship, taking it to the next level, being committed to something bigger than themselves. Like, there's an ending of maybe a cycle of a commitment with you and a beginning of a cycle of commitment with them. Got the Hanged Man right behind it. I referenced that when I talked about the Chariot, because if those two parts of the driver aren't pulling in the same direction, it's every bit as stuck as the Hanged Man, and it ain't going anywhere. The Hanged Man is really similar to the Hermit, which I have on your side, and I also have in the Shared Energy. The difference is in where they focus. They're both about, like, what do I do moving forward from here? The difference is the Hanged Man is looking at things from a different perspective, where he's looking inside of himself. What about me do I make adjustments to so I can move forward the right way? And he's looking externally. He's looking at things. Things are outside of us. This is like, what has me stuck? What's the problem out here that has me stuck? And therefore the solution must also be out here. And let me adjust some stuff out here to get myself unstuck. Which is fine when there's actually shit out here that needs adjusting. But a lot of times this ends up being a person who's not seeing their role in the situation. They're playing like the blame game. It's not my fault that this has happened. It's this thing's fault, or it's this other situation's fault. It's something else external to me that we blame this on, not me. It's kind of like a way of absolving themselves of doing any of the actual work. I got King of Cups in the background. Like, they're containing their emotions. They're withholding their emotions. They're probably withholding truth here too. Judgment. They've already made the decision. This isn't going where I want it to go, and I'm calling it. I already have the communications going. I already know what I want. I've already expressed that. I've already started taking the steps on that. When I clarify Page of Wands, Two of Cups, Nine of Wands, Eight of Wands, Six of Swords, Page of Pentacles. Two of Cups is a choice. It's an emotional choice. It's a connection between two of you, of course. It's also a choice about that connection with you, and it's a choice between more than one cup here. Another connection is here. And in that same row, I've got another choice, the decision that's not being made, because I can't go yet. I saw the waiting before. I've got a choice that's not being made, a choice about a love connection, two different sides pulling in two different directions, something hidden and unknown. And the first card is the choice about the connection, the choice between lovers, period of time of sneakiness, something changing with where I'm putting in my work. This change is tied to the lovers. And then I've got the Nine of Wands with that, which is Sagittarius energy of being walled off and defensive. There's a barrier in the way. The Emperor is the person who creates the boundaries. They put the lines in the sand and tell you where you can and can't walk here. Like, this is a barrier in the way, a barrier of this connection, because I've already started moving forward on another one. This can also just be like the barrier that I'm putting in the way, where my walls are up and I'm not communicating with you. I got 7, 8, 9 in that row. 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. Like, period of time where I contemplate this. Do I put the work or cut my losses? And boom, wall comes up. Doesn't seem like I cut my losses yet. It seems like I put the barrier in the way because I fully intend to cut my losses. I just can't pull the trigger yet. 8 of Wands. So we're backing off on passion and desire from the 9 to the 8, but this is the second fastest energy in the deck. The only thing faster than this is the Chariot that's right here with their moon. Very fast movement, very fast forward progress based on passion and desire, rapid back and forth passionate communications happening. This can be a lot happening really fast all at once. Probably feels like it comes out of left field and you had no idea this was coming. It kind of snuck up on you. It's like too much all at once, too much to deal with or process all at one time. It's right beside this lying, cheating, deceptive energy and a repeating cycle. This is almost like this has happened before and boom, here it is again. 6 of Swords, Aquarius energy, moving forward into calmer waters. It's about leaving the rough, choppy waters of the past in the past where they belong and moving forward into the future. There's some implications with this energy, though. First, it's the Six of Swords, so that implies the 5 has already happened, and the 5 is a betrayal. It's a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event that wasn't fair, that was stacked in one person's favor. That's already occurred. You can't change the past. The real power here is in what do I do moving forward? Am I going to let the burden that painful thing caused come forward with me so it continues to weigh me down? Or am I going to leave that burden behind and instead carry forward the lesson that painful thing taught me so it doesn't happen again? This is about leaving something painful behind and moving forward. It's a moving away from kind of an energy, and it looks like it's happening fast. They're moving away from one lover and going forward toward the other. And I think that was being set up in the background for a while. And while it may feel like happened out of the blue to you, like it just, like everything was fine on Tuesday and then Wednesday all this happened, it didn't just occur. It's been working up to this. You just may not have known. I have not seen head or tail of the High Priestess, so it may have even slipped under your intuitive radar here. But the final clarifier is the Page of Pentacles, news and messages and communications about some physical, tangible opportunity presenting itself. A lot of times this is, hey, I'm going to be at X location at Y time. Let's meet up. And now there's a physical opportunity to do something. This is also like early stage, not fully developed plan for the future. I've got the Emperor out here making plans and executing plans based on his own personal happiness. And this would indicate that it's not fully developed, not fully thought out. Even with the Emperor, I've got another page there. So early stages of something, foundation building level of some other connection. I think they've been doing something like this for a minute. So you played by the rules. You know, I got 3 cards for you. I tried to get 3 clarifiers each time. You gave me 4 the first time. No big deal. But then they gave me 3. Then they gave me 5. Then they gave me 5 again. So it's like there was so much happening on their side. I don't know that you saw what was coming. It doesn't feel like you were avoiding what your intuition was saying. It doesn't feel like that. I didn't see reference really to your intuition. I really had more reference to this person hiding stuff, and maybe you believing what you want to believe about them and about your connection with them, as opposed to believing what the facts were telling you, which, again, I've been there, so I totally understand. But there is definitely some unhealthy attachment here. There's probably unhealthy stuff from this person that has triggered you in some kind of a way. You definitely are being instructed to go inside yourself and do soul searching about what you actually want from your life. What do you want that to look like? What does building a life together with someone actually look like in your vision of it? Not the vision that like artificially stuffs this person into that dream, but what does the dream itself look like? Same with true love. What does that really look like? And how does that juxtapose up against what you really have with this person? I think that's what you're being called to go inside yourself and take a deep soul searching look at the truth of those questions.